Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making a legendary charm refining priority guide because in the upcoming reset global server is going to be able to refine our legendary charms. And now first of all, to take a look at what bonus you get when you refine your charms, we can take a look at the difference here. For example, Alicet, when she refined her charms, her attack per charm increased by 2%. Now, the main reason you would want to refine your charms is not for the defensive stats, it is purely for the offensive stats. So when you refine all three, that is a 6% attack increase for Alicet, for example, and that is going to increase your Dream Realm, Titan Reaver, any boss content score using that hero. So in terms of the very important heroes to be refined in charms of, first I've laid them all out in the top 5 here, but then we're going to talk through all of the important heroes you want to be focusing on, but mainly it will be your Dream Realm heroes to score higher. So Alicet is now actually almost 8 out of 8 in Dream Realm. Every single boss top team is using Alicet pretty much, and definitely refining her charms if you have her build is going to be a major priority, but of course only do this if you already have her at plus 15 exclusive equipment or higher. Galahad is also going to be incredibly important. You guys are seeing now that we are in endless difficulty, Galahad is using almost every single top team, so definitely refining her charms, increasing her damage output is very, very important. Apart from this, Aurora also seeing very good usage across Dream Realm and even some usage in Titan Reaver, but mainly for Dream Realm, 3 out of 8 of the boss's top teams is using her along with the Summoner Squad or Florabelle mainly, and that is going to be really important for you to refine her charms to increase her damage. Valara is going to be very important to refine charms because she's using only 2 out of 8 of the top Dream Realm boss's teams, Magmazard and Nocturne Judicator, but of course if you increase her attack, it increases her buff that she provides to your whole allied team, and most importantly the Midnight Hunter and Nocturne Judicator, and that is going to allow your score to be higher. So that is why Valara is going to be very important. And I also put Baelran up here because Baelran is actually seeing some pretty decent usage in Dream Realm in multiple bosses. So we have seen Baelran in the Gloommaw boss, as you guys can see here. Apart from Gloommaw, Blightshroom, he is having some usage, at least on my viewers account on the VN server. Even Magmazard some usage, and even King Croaker, he was in some Alicet combo teams. So basically, Baelran having pretty nice usage in Dream Realm overall, and so he is going to be another important hero, if you haven't built, of course, to also refine the charms, because they will increase the attack of Baelran and also the health of Baelran. So for Baelran specifically, increasing his health is also very useful, and it increases health by like over 2.5% per charm, and yeah, because he has his own health scaling damage, right? Okay, so those are big ones, but let's go ahead and now talk faction by faction about some other key heroes you want to think about refining. Now, Hypogean for AFK stages could be someone valuable that you want to refine. For Dream Realm though, so far, not any major usage. Apart from that, Zany has some very niche usage right now in Dream Realm. Basically, she's almost getting kicked out now that we're in Endless of Dream Realm. However, she's one hero you could maybe consider, but not a big priority. And as you guys see here, my viewer hasn't even bothered refining the Zany charms. Apart from that, Sylvan is going to be important. Definitely you want to refine Sylvan charms, although the thing is we are moving out of the Sylvan phase. We're in Endless right now. Sylvan is not in multiple top teams like he was in pre-Endless, and so that is the thing. However, I would still say refine his charms, and I'm going to personally be doing that as well, just like I'm going to be doing with Shamira. But those are the really big ones, as you guys see here. In the Wilder faction, you are going to have well, like, they're not actually such major options here. Faramore is a hero which he's in Magmazard. He's not necessarily in the top pay-to-win team. However, if you are using Faramore, also for AFK stages, I think obviously crafting his legendary charms, also refining them can be value, and I would probably consider doing that. Laika and Florabelle. Well, actually, I need to talk about Florabelle first. If you have Florabelle with his Supreme Plus skill upgrade, she's 3 out of 8 in Dream Realm boss top teams, which is an incredible performance, really making it a major priority for you to refine her charms. So yeah, Florabelle definitely a great option, and Sleece as well. She's having usage in, I think, one, like, I can't remember which Dream Realm boss it was, but she was in one of the top teams for one of the bosses. So even though we're in Endless, she's still having some minor usage. Definitely worth getting those charms refined. Also for AFK stages, that is going to help you because she's a key AFK stage hero. Laika, because she is a part of one of the top teams for today, actually, Doomscourge. So if you're using Laika in the top team, do refine her charms, but otherwise you don't need to worry about it. And that was the main ones, like Iron for AFK stages, Theodore for AFK stages, but like refining the charms not really gonna make that big of a difference. Lenya, like the thing is, if you don't use Lenya and Necrodraken, you're not going to use her at all. So like only refine her charms and get her charms if you're using her in Necrodraken still, but there are better team options definitely like out there. And like I mean Ravion, the thing is Ravion, he's not really in meta in Dream Realm for Endless, and then the other thing is Damien. He is in some budget teams for Doomscourge today, but like again probably you can make do without refining his charms. So those would really be the big candidates. Pang, if you're using Pang at all, like in a top Titan Reaver team, to Gloomaw, although in Gloomaw there are better teams now rather than Pang. However, if you're using him, then you can refine his charms and get them. Okay, moving on to the Maulers. Maulers, so again, really kind of a lacking faction, although I would have to say Corridon potentially, and also Smokey is going to be receiving a rise up. I don't know if Smokey is actually, like, he was in the Primal Lord, but apart from that in Dream Realm, he's not actually in any top teams currently, and so until Smokey enters a top team, it's not a major priority for you to refine the charms. Corridon, he's in some teams, but I guess Sarathiel mainly, but like other than that, for endless difficulty of a boss, he's not really the greatest option. But if you're using him in Dream Realm at all, or if you're using him in Titan Reaver in a top team, you can refine his charms. It is still a priority. And Mikola, it just depends if you're using her. Like, she is in a team for Titan Reaver, so you could think about refining just for that purpose, but like for Dream Realm, not huge value, right? Nazarick, he isn't really that much used in Dream Realm currently, so like refining his charms may not be a major priority, but if you ever see him in a top team for you for Dream Realm, you can consider that. Kruger, he is going to be in the best team for the Nocturne Judicator boss, and you definitely want to craft his legendary charms. Well, actually, is he going to be in the best team now that Alicent is in the best team? I think Kruger's actually being phased out. Either way, if Kruger's in your top team for Nocturne Judicator, you can think about refining the charms, but it's not really going to be the best use of your resources, because Kruger himself is not going to contribute that much damage to that team. It's just literally for a bit of bonus stats that the Midnight Hunter is going to take some average of. So that would be the angle, but like, yeah, not going to be a major priority. Yeah, the Mauler is honestly not major priority other than Galahad for the refining. Now, moving on to the Graveborn. So, the interesting thing is, Shadewing, first of all, you don't need to worry about him right now, because now that we're in Endless, Shadewing has disappeared. He's flown off into the skies, he hasn't returned. Normally, at the beginning of battle, he returns after he flies, but, like, he's flying and gone. He's waiting for Season 7, right? Probably like a lot of other players who are just interested in clearing story content. Anyway, we have Shamira. Shamira is going to be still important. She's using King Croaker. If you're using her in a top team for Dream Realm, I would recommend refining the charms. If you're using her in a top team for Titan Reaver, I would recommend refining the charms. She's a very similar case to like Sylvan right now, being that now we're in Endless, they're not really used that much, but if you're using them in a top team at all, definitely it is worth it refining the charms. Also for PvP, if you're using her, that refinement can also help. Apart from that, Damon, if you're using him in Gloomaw, if you're using him in Titan Reaver, you can refine his charms. It's not a bad option. Apart from that, like, it would just be Isabella. Definitely Isabella, you want to refine charms for Nocturne Judicator, because she's in the top Nocturne Judicator team. Refining her charms is not going to increase her own damage, but it's going to increase overall stats average of your team, which is going to, that basically is how the Midnight Hunter stats are calculated. So I would say that, Velka, if you're using her in any top team, definitely refine her charms, and she is being used somewhat in Dream Realm right now. So yeah, you have some decent options in the Graveborn faction. Thorin, he doesn't need to refine his charms, honestly. He's using King Croaker top team, but like, it's not going to be the highest priority to actually refine his charms, because he himself is not contributing that much damage. But eventually you could definitely opt for that. Okay, so we have the main factions done. Moving on to the Celestial and Hypogeans. So for Celestials, it really comes down more to the AFK stages. So AFK stages, Alna, of course, is a beast if you have Saida as well. If you don't have Saida, I don't think Alna is used that much in AFK stages. But yeah, Alna for AFK stages, you could refine if you want. Again, it's not really necessary because it's not like increasing her own damage other than just your artifact damage, which is based on team attack. And same thing with Twins. Twins are not that important to refine. Refining their charms, they don't need more tankiness. Everyone's surviving just fine in endless difficulty, and their attack, giving them attack, is kind of wasted because they hardly contribute any damage. So Twins refining charms is not really necessary. It's really a low priority. You need to refine the charms of a hero which is going to increase your damage output massively, like either a damage dealer or a supporter which scales, like it gives buffs scaling on their own stats, their own attack. Those are the heroes like Valara, like Solis, like Hypogean that we're saying are important to refine. But yeah, there we have it for the Celestials. And moving on to the Hypogeans. Hypogean charms to refine. Rainier will not be important because, again, he's not a damage dealer, he's a support. And there's not survival issues right now. However, Gunner, I would say you do want to refine his charms because he's still using some Dream Realm top teams or Titan Reaver, and he's just like Hypogean in the sense that he's going to give an attack buff scaling on his own stats. He's a support that buffs based on his own attack, and so you want to boost his attack as much as you can. So Gunner is going to be important to actually get the charms refined of. Mahira, right now she's not in any top team. We're not deep enough into Endless. We're going to need to wait for phase 3 for her to actually come online. So for right now, you don't need to refine her charms unless you're using her in Titan Reaver and you want to like get a bit of higher score there. For us, though, for Titan Reaver purely, for Dream Realm right now, he's not in any top team. So it's just for Titan Reaver, but it's worth it for that. And Harok is nowhere to be seen. Even in Necrodraken, if you have Aliceth, you're not going to be running Harok. So really, it's sad news for Harok. He's not a priority anymore. And even in Titan Reaver, first Titan Reaver, he was not used. I don't know about the upcoming Titan Reavers. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's not looking good for Harok, honestly. Just not meta, pretty much. And now we have the Dimensionals. Dimensionals, literally, like, only hero is Pandora. Pandora's having some usage in Dream Realm, not in a top team, but some budget teams. Also for Titan Reaver. So I definitely would say Refiner Charms. Also for PvP. Is useful, but the other dimensional hero is not worth it. Like Lucy has very limited use in AFK stages. Sometimes you will use her and then you can just get her charms. You don't need to refine it though. And that is basically it. So hopefully this is helpful. If you guys have any other tips, any other heroes you feel that I missed in the refining priority, feel free to mention them in the comment section. That is always appreciated because I'm sure you guys are going to pick up something maybe minor that I failed to touch on. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.